Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Charlotte Katakuri. Get ready for a very, very spiced up profile featuring OP11 here on the channel, let alone a leader in which it seems to be not everyone is paying attention to. I don't know why, not sure. But at the end of the day, it's a new Katakuri leader. We aren't playing yellow for once, so people can't be salty about triggers. It's kind of interesting. But at the same time, we don't have all of the original Big Mom pirates. We lose 10 cost Mom herself. We gain another Big Mom, which is kind of interesting. She's okay. You know, the rush factor is very, very good. Depending on if your local scene or if Blackbeard picks up in play, this should be very, very strong against decks like that. Whereas previously, we have on play, so, teach. But, purple. So we have access to ramp. Being able to get to our big bodies very quickly in purple is kind of what they do, right? So being able to slap down 10 cost Mom and swings for 12k with the rush is kind of scary. Let alone, we have access to a 2 cost Katakuri that allows you to pump out 8 cost Katakuri that restands other characters at the end of the turn. Considering you are a, Big Mom pirate type leader, which is really, really, really cool. Now, Katakuri can be built in a few different ways, not a lot, unfortunately. There are some cards in the deck that are going to be staple. You're going to see in pretty much every single list out there. That's going to be things like Usohachi, Strusen, and of course, Charlotte Pudding with the Katakuris, along with your mid-game, which would be your Charlotte Sparrow. A lot of these cards are interchangeable, to be honest. And it kind of feels, but there is some wiggle room here. You do have a little bit of space to have a little bit of wiggle room. Everything you see here on screen, generally speaking, you will find in most Katakuri variants. And that's just how it be. There's not a lot of Big Mom pirates when it comes to purple stuff right now. Of course, we have some purple good stuff. Things like Bond Clay you can utilize. But who really wants to spend this much money on a playset of Bond Clays right now? You don't need Bond Clay in this deck, but hypothetically speaking, there's not a whole lot of Big Mom pirates that we can utilize here. Other cards, like I said, purple good stuff, yeah, sure. Things like Queen, you can utilize here if you like to. Very good into the mid to the late game. You can utilize things like Miss All Sunday if you guys are struggling for finding ramp. There's a lot of cards here that this deck has access to that are generally cheap and very, very effective, but yet Big Mom Pirates is kind of the name of the game. You have double searchers here with the Pudding 1-drop, which allows you to find out all your Big Mom Pirates that you need and or your 1-cost event. The good thing about this 1-cost event outside of just Pudding finds Big Mom types, whereas your 1-cost event here finds Animal Kingdom and Big Mom Pirates. So that gives you guys access to Kaido's stuff. So what that means, like your big bodies, your 9-cost Kaido, your 10-drop Lin here, and your Black Maria. These are some very strong cards here that you can utilize in this deck list. That's also including things like Sovereignty and Ragnarok. They also give you ramp. This allows you to kill things on board. Sanji Pudding, for example, when they make it a 7 cost, you have a way to just remove it from play. This also ramps you up. Minusing 1 Don doesn't hurt you, because if you have Pudding on board, you get it back for free. So technically, this is a free kill something that's 8 costs or less, which is kind of nice. And then, of course, your boy Queen. His ability should also be free for you in most cases if you have Pudding on board. Draw 2, trash 1. Pretty good. Especially when you're digging for your late game pieces, your Katakuri, your Sparrow, and your Lin here. This deck really doesn't have that much flexibility outside, like I said, for a few cards, so you got to make do with what you have. There's just a lot of combinations that you can come up with this deck and do well. So things like Black Maria here, very strong card to utilize, in which this can be searched out with the 1-cost event. Why this card is good? Due to the fact that if you have a 10-cost Big Mom in play, you use this ability. Once your opponent attacks you, you -5 Don. When it's your turn again, you Black Maria, get your Don back, and you have a good time. This card itself allows your leader to be plus 2,000 power if you have the, if you activate her ability, and this is for the whole turn. So your leader becomes a 7k, for the whole turn if you have Linlin on board. Being able to play down Black Maria or having this on board as well, just get your Dawn back for free. So something to consider. In today's build, however, we're going to try something just slightly a little different. I wanted to see if I can make Smoothie work. On paper, like, her ability sounds pretty good, right? If this card's KO'd by an opponent, we're talking KO, we're not talking about bottom decking, just KO'd by whether or not by battle or by some sort of card effect, she can -1 Dawn. You can play a character down that has cost less or equal to your opponent's Dawn on the field. Which in theory sounds pretty good. In practice, we'll see about that, because today I haven't had many games prior to going live here in which Smoothie, I felt, benefited the deck. So I'm thinking about just cutting her out going forward and going with Black Maria just for some of the things that I've mentioned. I think this card is pretty strong here in this variation, or in all Katakuri variations, just because, you know, you're Big Mom. Outside of that, she's very, very good and helps you out with Sovereignty, because this is minusing 2 Dawn. Of course, you get 1 back if you have Pudding on board, but sometimes you don't have Pudding on board, and you might have a Black Maria down, so this can be free as well. It's just something to consider, adding Black Maria to the list. That way it can enable you to do other things. The other card in which I don't see in a lot of Katakuri lists are going to be this one right here with a very long name. I don't know why. I think this event is fantastic. This in itself makes your leader 11,000. So if your opponent attacks you, you activate Katakuri's ability, right? So you go up to 6k, you peek at your opponent's top deck, and then you play this for 1 Dawn, and this pushes you to 11k because you already know what the top deck card is, and it saves you for that battle, which is kind of nice, right? But I digress. Let's dive into a bunch of games today and see what we can do. I'll see you guys in a split second. Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Come at you guys with Katakuri, playing into Jinbei. Now, I'll be fair. I do not know all of the cards in which Jinbei is typically utilizing as of right now. I have not thoroughly looked through all the different deck lists, the different builds, as to what he can come up with. So this is going to be our first game with Katakuri into Jinbei. I played this matchup a handful of times with Nami, but that's a different animal, right? Different story. Vagabond Drill. Okay, interesting. What does this do? Okay. So if he gets 2 characters on board, I guess? No, it doesn't matter. Basically just rest one of our 3-cost characters. It's not really a big deal, because we only typically just play Pudding, so... No rest. One of your characters 5 or less cannot be rested, but Pudding's ability still activates. You know, actually, I wonder if Arlong counters out Tashigi. Because you have to rest Tashigi to do the ability. So if Arlong comes down, it says no rest. Does it work like that? It's actually kind of cool. It's an interaction I hope to find at some point. I don't know if I'm going to be playing green at all this set, so we'll see. Either way, going 6 lead with leader skill for free, considering we have Pudding on board. And I ended up grabbing another Charlotte Sparrow by accident. I forgot we already had one in hand, so it's okay. I guess we can toss it once we use Sparrow's ability. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. We can just restand, or sorry, get an extra Dawn. Thankfully, the sim is nice enough to keep the card face up on my opponent's side. That way I don't forget what it is. In locals, it's not going to happen. We're going to take the Sovereignty here, by the way. I just think it's probably better, especially for, you know, what Jinbei utilizes. He does play a lot of mid-game cards, so... I can't touch the 8-cost Jinbei though, but we can remove things like Fish Tiger and stuff like that, and some of the blockers that he likes to use, or at least Shirahoshi likes to use. So we'll see. This card is so good, by the way. It's such a good card. I was thinking about including this in my Yamato deck. I'd still have to do a little bit more testing, but I think it's really strong. 1 Dawn to rest a 5-cost. It's similar to the 3-cost that we have already, like the the really long name Demon Slash thing. But we have to rest one of our 3 costs to rest one of their 5 costs. So it's searchable though for Wanu, which makes it a plus, but this one is for 1 Dawn. And we don't have to rest the character. So something I might be including here soon. Alright, so we're in 8 Dawn here. I definitely don't want to play down my my Katakuri just yet. I like to have the little one on board, and I typically like to play the 8 cost when my opponent's at 8 Dawn, you know? That's just a me thing. It's probably not a good habit, so we'll see. Let's go 5 lead here. Actually, we'll do our skill. Oof. That kind of sucks. So that means he can rest Queen next turn for free if he wants to, like, go face or whatever. If we ramp up, we go straight to 10 here. Might as well. When we get the Dawn back anyway. Then we can go 5 with Pudding. Because otherwise it just feels like cost inefficient, you know? So, yeah, let's go 5 here. Why not? If he wants to kill Pudding, go for it. She's already served her purpose at this point. Jinbei's got 4 in hand left anyway. And then one of those are going to be an event for next turn. Just take the hit. Taking the first hit's not so bad. There you go. So Queen's probably useless here. Fisher Tiger comes down. Oh, gets rested anyway. Okay, so he didn't have to use the event. That's great. That's a very good card. I will actually 2K this. It sounds crazy, but Pudding's about to be a pseudo blocker. So I'm hoping Jinbei runs into her as well. At least if he wants to clear her here. Poor Queen. The only time you typically play this guy is like maybe once every other game because you only run 2 copies. Oh yeah, this guy gets Rush. Forgot about that. You're cool. Yep. You got it. I could have guarded the Queen with a 2K counter, but it's okay. Ooh, actually. This doesn't feel that bad. Because now we can throw our 2-cost baby on board and get a free 8-cost Katakuri. And then get another one. This is so cool when you're playing Pudding, by the way. This is so awesome. There's that. And then we get 6K for free. There we go. Yep. So that leads me to believe he doesn't have any counter in hand if he wanted to use an event to go 8K versus a 6. I could be wrong, but why else would you do that? We'll use leader skill here. He's got 10 Dawn, so I'm assuming he's probably going to play something big here. So I want to try to minimize casualties. So there's Jinbei and Trash. Oh, it's a 6-cost 8K, my bad. I thought it was an 8-cost 8K. That's my fault. 6 lead. No? Okay. Rethinking. There's the Hody. Yep. I still think we're fine here. He might be able to clear one of these. At the very least. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. So overall we take 1 damage, which is not bad. We just have to clear the Hody at some point, or somehow. Okay, 3 2K counters. That's really good for us. If we pop this, we just remove the Arlong and Tiger, so I mean, it's not bad either. It's better than playing Big Mom at this moment. Because we can just don up the Katakuri and swing heavily into Hody Jones. If he has another 1-cost event and then more counter, then so be it. We just get the cards out of hand. We'll go 5 lead first. No skill here. So I want to be at 10 Dawn next turn, not 9. Yep. So he did have at least 1K counter. Unless he drew for that turn. For free? Yes, sir. We'll pass it over. Get to restand ourselves. How cool is that? Sure. I forgot about that. He gives us Rested Dawn as well. So I guess we could have used leader ability there. I believe we got the attack in anyway. Didn't we? I don't remember. That's fine. Going 7. And he's got 8 left. We'll go up to 6. There's a Jinbei on top. We'll give you a 2k counter here. What you got? I think he's going to need to have some blockers here soon, isn't he? Okay. Yep. There's no way you played that just to kill Pudding. I think he did. Yeah, he did. That's a little overkill. What are you doing? Jinbei would never. Alright. Ooh, a second Big Mom. Don't mind if I do. I think we have to play this first anyway. Because otherwise if we swing we minus the Dawn, then we can't play it, so. Now we can swing. Another Jinbei. That's nice. And then we get 2 really big swings here. So there's the, I think that was a 3rd Elephant Gun. This should put him to 0. So far so good. Restand ourselves. So how does he win here? Or, sorry, how does he save himself early so another turn? Because I don't believe Jinbei plays a lot of blockers. So we do have the Usopp to be able to rest something. One of the best 2Ks in the game, by the way. Pretty good. Unfortunately, his price is like what, 12 bucks or something like that. 8 to 5. There's not really a point to do that, is there? We can just take the hits for free. Kimi. Another Fisher Tiger. What could he have been digging for there? Okay. Sure. Oh yeah, I forgot. This also gets Care Rush. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. I can't let him take this though, unfortunately. I mean, we could and just go 20, 22 with Big Mom, sure, but still. Good game, buddy. Well played. We'll 5 lead. Just let it go. Fine, we'll play this game. One at a time. Either way, we're going to dive into probably like maybe 4 or 5 games today, give or take. Maybe. Depending on it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into another game. Coming at you guys with Charlotte Katakuri. Playing into brand new blue-yellow Nami. That is utilizing Marshall D. Teach. You've seen one list, you've seen them all. I just... I don't know, man. I guess I just don't see the lines of Teach in this deck. I don't get it. But maybe at some point, if I continue to play Nami and I find a build that I actually like with Teach, then sure. But so far, I haven't found anything that I very much am interested in with this card in itself. Double Veggie Searchers. I actually like that. Oh, okay. 3 Veggies. They got the new Rush Luffy in a Red Hawk. That's something I haven't considered in Nami, so that's pretty good. But again, the Teach thing, it's not like Doflamingo, man. When you put a card on top of the deck and you use Dofi to play the card down, it's not like that in Nami. You take a card, you put it on top of your deck, and then like you draw the same card next turn. You know, like you don't get to dig as deep as you want with the Teach here in this list. So this is maybe it's personal preference, I don't know. Either way, this should be a pretty tough matchup, but we'll see how it goes. He has no blockers on board outside of Law, which isn't very much. I'm not really worried about it. I do, however, want to get down a Katakuri at some point. Cool. We already have Pudding here on board, so I guess we can do another Pudding. I'll just play down Blocker on board. I guess it won't be too bad, because I'd assume she's going to bounce one of them at some point. I'd rather have at least, 2 That way you can keep another one on board. 5 cost blocker. Okay. Yep. Then we're gonna go 6 lead here. Oh, forgot, she can go 8. Yeah, teach. So, see, and that's when you can say, ah, see, teach is pretty good, isn't it? Not when 5 cost Katakuri exists and allows you to just to attach Dawn anyway. So, hey, we'll take that. Sure, you can draw a card, why not? Alright, 7. Should we play the smoothie here? Probably should play the smoothie here, honestly, instead of going 6. Let's get her on board. I doubt she KOs it, right? She might Red Rock it. She does have Red Rock in hand. Or maybe she's going to save that for the big mom. Let me get a 2K counter. Come on. Let's go. Eventually, Nami. Eventually. Okay, she gives us a Noshiko. That's crazy, actually. Huh. Because she does have some prime targets she can hit with that card in most Katakuri variants. Whether it's Sparrow, whether it's putting it on board, whether it's a blocker. We don't utilize that many blockers, but yeah, might be a thing. There isn't Sparrow, unfortunate. We got the smoothie, so it's okay. Going into Katakuri next turn, probably. Is this okay for us to take a hit? No, I don't think so. I think we have to counter out here. Nah. Let's block out with Hanana. Because if we do the counter thing with our ability, we have to get rid of 1 2K and then a 1K counter, which would be the Katakuri, or both 2Ks. Now we just have to find a way to remove the useless kid on board. And which we should be able to if we play Usopp down to rest the Nami. And that's not so bad at that point. Because she either has to have the counter or she has to dump her hand there. So that's another Eustace kid. Okay. Yeah, this should work for us. Because that's math, right? That would be 14 if we want to go all in. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get a Katakuri on board as well. We'll do the thing. And then we'll go 12K. $4K counter. Nice. Cool. I figured she was either going to be bricked up, because remember she has a Luffy in hand and the Red Rock already. That we know of. So that's at least 2 cards in hand that are dead. Because I didn't attack her face, you know what I mean? So she can't just pitch them. We'll go ahead and get some Dawn back here. You'd love to see it. Restand our smoothie. Now we're looking pretty good. There's the Red Rock. We knew that was going to happen. I'd much rather put out the Katakuri than the 10 cost mom there. 7 lead. She has left 4 Dawn. Was this Cavendish maybe? Or another blocker? She still has like the 2 cost blocker. Okay, Kikanojo, sure. Alright, so she has 1 Luffy in hand and then she has 1 Luffy on top deck. I don't remember the last card she's got. But I think that's all the information we actually need here. Because now we can start poking. And we can hit over the 5 cost Nami on board because we're 6. So this will be either the other Luffy in hand or the other card that we don't know about. Oh, she guards. Okay. Well, how about now? I probably should have smacked the smoothie first, but it's okay. She's just going to take the hits. Alright. So no counter in hand, maybe? There's the second Red Rock. and now she can't develop any bodies on board that are blockers unless they're like the small ones, and it doesn't really matter at this point because we just play Usopp to rest them. So there's Cavendish. She gets the Dawn from the Teach, and she's got one card in hand that we don't know. She might swing 7 at Smoothie here. Actually, I think we can take both hits and still be fine here, so I don't think she has enough counter to get out of it, unless that's a 0 cost event in life, right? Yeah, we don't need that, unfortunately. Because now I'm being a little careless, I think. But still, if it's a 0 cost in life, then it is what it is. If not, we just win the game. Ooh, we get a blocker here too, actually. Ooh, another blocker, okay. And she has no blockers up, so we're gonna start poking. So there's the Luffy, and the other cards are new. I guess we'll poke again for, oh, we can't. We actually have to go 7 here. So instead, we'll go 9. So she needs 3k. Okay, cool. And, well played. 12 seems like a good number. She needs 6k here. I don't know why I did that, by the way. And good game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you guys again with another matchup with Katakuri into Trafalgar Law. And there's some things I want to talk to you guys about. I was supposed to mention it in our first round, but I totally forgot. So we're gonna do a little bit of story time here, you know, with pause, and we're gonna try to play some games at the same time. So I put out a poll, and I wanted to know your guys' opinion, whether or not I should continue with sim content here and include locals games, right? And to be fair, and I already know this, most locals content doesn't do great, and it's not just for me. I record in 4K and I upload it and we go from there, right? It doesn't do great, and I'm not mad about it. I mean, I'm putting out content, we're seeing some more games, we're seeing different perspective. It's nice, okay? The downside to it is, the reason why I don't like it is simply for the fact that while we're sitting here and we're playing sim, right? I can play the game and talk to you guys at the same time. Like, you know, we're live, you know what I mean? In real time. Whereas in locals play, it's way different. It's very loud. Some people are obnoxious. I still love them, but you know, it is what it is. And it's hard to hear. Now, I do have equipment for this. I've got shotgun mics. I've got the tripod. I'm good to go on that aspect. It's just, it's harder to have that one-on-one approach with my audience. Whereas in sim, it feels like you can almost feel like you're a part of it. You know what I mean? Because you get that experience with the creator. You know, you get to listen to them speak or what have you. On locals games, you don't typically get that. So what I think I want to do going forward in OP11, it seems you guys are interested in locals content still. Like I said, I know it doesn't do great, but if it's something you guys want to see, I don't mind. I love to do it. I will continue to put out locals content along with sim. Now, sim content isn't going to take like a slowdown or a backseat, nothing like that. No, you're just going to get extra locals content on top of sim content. And it's not going to be like, okay, I put out a sim video, or sorry, I put out a locals video today. That means no sim content. No. You'll typically just get both. Now, what I also want to do going forward for OP11, we're going to do, as much as it pains me to say this, but we're going to do voiceovers for locals content. And whereas we're playing sim, right? Things happen as they happen. Like, you know what I mean? It just, whatever happens, happens. When I'm playing locals, and if I do the voiceover, I already know the outcome of the match, right? I already know I won or lost, but it'll give you guys a different perspective on the match. You can actually hear me talk to you and think and hear my thoughts and plays and why I'm making certain moves. And it seems like you guys want those voiceovers for locals. So that's what I'll be doing going forward. I also realize you can't please everybody, right? We all know this. So majority would like for me to do the voiceovers. So we are going to go through with doing voiceovers for locals content and see how that does going forward. It will be a bit more work. I don't mind doing that at all. Definitely not. It's just, I would much rather not waste the time if you guys don't want to watch them. You know what I mean? So that's why the poll is here. I will leave the poll up for give or take 24 hours. I don't know how long it's been after this video goes live today with Katakuri. I think it's, when I looked at it this morning, it was roughly like, what, 12 hours since the poll's been up? Anyway, the poll should go down at the end of today, and we'll go from there. I'll announce it over in the Discord or what have you as well of what we decide to do for OP11. So that's something I wanted to speak to you guys about. I do hope it's a good approach. I do hope it's going to draw more eyes to the channel because you guys are going to get double dipping when it comes to content here. But that's just something I want to mention to you guys. I ended up getting not necessarily like my own office space, but an office nonetheless where I get to do a lot more work. So I'm excited because it's very hard to do some videos or some content like live streaming, for example. Whereas now that I gained my own office per se, live streaming is also a possibility in the future going forward this year. So that's something that will also be coming to the channel relatively soon. It might not be an OP11, it might be an OP12, but it's soon. It is planned. So I just had to get a couple more things situated and we'll go for there. I think I wanted to get some more upgrades to the PC and a third monitor. I want to do that as well. That way I can pay attention to the comments here from like the YouTube live chat and all that sort of thing as we're playing the game. So that's something else I'm considering doing. But that will be coming probably this year as well. So, but either way, this law has a lot of laws on board. And I'm not on board with it. It's not cool, man. But he has one life left and he decided to go super low very early. And I feel like as a new player, like let's say you go to your first local game and you end up playing against Green Yellow Law, the amount of bounce mechanics, the amount of skill that this deck takes to play is kind of ridiculous, actually. And that's both decks here too. I think Katakuri is a little skill intensive because you have to manipulate your Dawn in a certain way. It's probably easy for people who gravitate towards purple decks, you know, because that's typically what the deck does. But as a newer player who wants to dive into Katakuri, it might be a little bit challenging, or a new player who wants to dive into Law. Very skill intensive deck, man. I think that there's a lot of room to grow, and I think it's pretty unforgiving if you end up minusing more Dawn than you need for the following turn, or just don't do math well, you know? But both decks are pretty fun. Definitely pretty consistent here. Law is going to gain a bunch of new cards here very soon, so it's going to be a little bit scary. So we'll see. Get some new Supernova stuff. Another Cavendish. You wouldn't put that on board, would you? No, you're going to heal up again. What a guy, man. What a guy. Thankfully for us, we have a third 8-cost Katakuri in hand. I don't really want to... I don't want to take all of these. That's a third Cavendish. Crazy. I guess we have to counter here, don't we? Because he's going to be swinging at me with at least one 9k Law. Let's take this hit. No 2Ks. Unfortunate. But we do get a 2-cost Katakuri that we can play down. And then we can start attaching Dawn and start swinging. Or do we just take the other 10 cost bomb? I think that would be a mistake, right? No counter there. At least this gives me an option to potentially pitch it if I have to. I think we're fine here though. Sure. Go 8 here as well. If I guard with Kata, he probably kills it with the law. I'll guard here, and we'll give him a 2k. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what he's got in his hand. So we get to do a lot of poking this turn. But how should we go about this? I think we probably should smack with 8 costs first. This will get like the most cards out of hand here and or threaten the block. It's 1 2k, it's 2 2ks. Sure. Oh, I didn't think he had that many. He had 4 2k counters. That's crazy. Like this late in the game, I guess. Maybe it's not worth trying to go for game here then. Like, do I have to survive? Let's do the thing. Let's get the cost, or 8 costs on board. So now we'll have 3 blockers next turn with 3k counter worth. I still think I want to poke though. I think that's just what we should be doing. Ooh, wait a minute. We can rest Law. But then we'd have to get rid of Pudding. Or we swing, well, if we swing with Pudding, he just blocks. There's no point of playing Usopp down, right? So I think we have to go over this. So, well, let's go 6 and then Cavi. It's another 1k counter. Okay. My only other option here is to play Usopp, rest the Law, and then potentially we can clear 2 bodies on board. We might be able to clear the Law and the Cavendish here. And then he has 3 attacks, including Leader, the following turn, and we have 3 blockers on board. So, as long as he doesn't have Hody Jones, maybe we'll be okay. We'll go ahead and minus a Don to go to 8k here. There's, oh, I forgot, he draws Cavendish next turn. Okay, that's good. That's good. Unless he has Hody in hand. And then we can rest this one. And then swing into the other here this turn. So we'll get rid of the Pudding. This is very risky for us, I think. But we'll see. Do the thing. We don't have any Dawn to get back with Parosparrow's ability here, so it doesn't necessarily matter. We do, however, get the draw card. Okay. So we'll go 8 into Law. Thankfully we get that. We can pass turn over here. So now he has 4 attacks this turn, which is nice. And we know he draws Cavendish here. So if he doesn't have Hody, we should be chilling. I do think this deck is pretty scary to go into, especially with Katakuri, because he can just place so many bodies on board so quickly. Whereas, yes, we ramp, but this is not a purple Luffy deck, right? You're not going to ramp as fast as purple Luffy. And he does have numerous ways to just restanding characters. So, 10k here. I guess we just start blocking, man. Because he might be saving Dawn up just to play Hody, so. But then I would imagine, why wouldn't he play Hody first? Now that I think about it. He's got 8 Dawn left, so that's enough for a Hody Jones and to attach Dawn to Leader to do a thing. I think we actually have to either take, no, let's take the Sith. Let's take the Sith. Pero. So now we get the opportunity of throwing away Parosparrow for our Leader ability to go up to 6k, and then we can go up to 8k by pitching the other counter. Then we still have 2 blocks left. So if we can't get around them, we're chilling. It's a lot of 2Ks in trash. Okay. Actually, if you think about it, the amount of times he has searched this game, I would imagine he bottomed at Cody Jones if he is running the card in general, right? I wouldn't think it'd be in hand. And it looks like we're right. Cool. So now we go 8. We'll counter here. We'll give you the pudding. And then he can swing with law, and that's about it. So I think we're good. Ooh, that's perfect, actually. Oh, no, it's not. Because Veggie just protects him, right? And then he heals a life. That kind of sucks. I guess we just gotta start poking him. I need to play something on board, though, just to get the rest of Dawn. Because if we queen, we get a blocker, but it's not really worth it. That's 5 Dawn spent, where we can probably just go face, 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 face. I guess depending on what he does here. Okay. Alright. Alright, 4 attacks left. He's got 2 blocks. I'm pretty sure we can win game here. Just now we can use leader skill to go up to 8. Nice. And good game, man. Because now we just go 9k here and the rest on Peril Sparrow. Or 9 and 9, sorry, then the rest on Peril Sparrow. Yep. I mean, it's pretty good. It was definitely a grind, but it was pretty good. Actually, we can do Perro's ability here to get back another Dawn as active. So now we're going 9 and 10. Yes, sir. And this should eat up the killer block. I don't need to attach more. This should eat up the killer blocker here. Good game, man. He had exactly 9k counter. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably play this one here and then one more game after this one, and we'll call it a day. We'll dive back into another deck list. I'm not sure what I want to play next. It might be Yamato, Shirahoshi, or Jinbei. Or it might not be any of those, and I might do something completely different. But that's what I'm thinking currently. Either way, this is going to be a tough matchup for me. I think Shirahoshi is one of those slept-on leaders in which people just don't have the answers for right away unless you're playing blue with Gravity Blade and you have a lot of them. She can just flood the board very, very quickly. And I've noticed playing Katakuri into this matchup that we don't play a lot of characters on board in the early game, right? We just play the 3-cost pudding and then the occasional 2-drop Katakuri. Speaking of which, this is actually not... Oh, we already have one in hand. Okay, we'll take a 10 mom. So anyway, the 2-cost Katakuri, 3-cost pudding. And then if we draw, or if we have the Peril Sparrow, that's it. We don't play a lot of blockers. We don't have a lot of blockers. So, for Shirahoshi to be able to drop 2 Sea Kings in a turn, those are big bodies that we have to dump our hand to protect. So it gets a little spooky sometimes. Speaking of which, now's the time where she's able to do things here. She already has 1 blocker on board. She got another swinger. I imagine she puts 2 more bodies down, because she has the Dawn to do that right now. And pressure me next turn. Yeah, we'll try to clear Cody Jones as quickly as possible. Yep, there's 1. It's so cool just for her to be able to play down like 1 6,000 power or what have you, just for 1 Dawn. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to give her the blocker right away either. So if she swings with the 4-cost on board, would probably try to attack into that, versus going straight for face. So she got a Kami Searcher. Yep. And you can have this one, it's fine. Because we just give you a Strusen and the 2-cost Katakuri is not worth it. I mean, we can leader skill, but we don't get the Dawn back. So we'll just take the hit. Ooh, nice. Hey, Sparrow, let's go, boys. It's actually really good because we can play that down on curve and we have the 8-cost Katakuri. Sometimes I'm hesitant though because the 3-cost event is pretty solid. Let's take this instead. Our hand is full of big bodies. And we'll get 2 Dawn off of this ability. So right now we're at 7. We play this and we go up to 9. Which is really good for us. If we had Sparrow here in hand as well, that would have been just the best at the moment in time. She's at 6 Dawn. I think we just have to start beating them up because now we have to. I think we just. Well, let's do Sovereignty here. We'll bottom deck both. Or KO both, sorry. So used to Gravity Blade. We'll go 6 here. Or 5 because we can't use our leader skill. Because we've already minus 2 Dawn this turn. And I want to be at 10 for the following turn with the Big Mom. You'll be fine. See? Look. Another Sea King for 1 Dawn. It's okay. You'll probably play like 2 more here anyway. Hey look, Fisher Tiger. You wouldn't. She would. What did Pudding do to you? She's literally just hanging out baking cakes. That's crazy. You got it. Okay. Hey, we get another one. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright. Big Mom seems like a good idea. But I think I'd rather drop the 2-cost Katakuri, get the 8-cost blocker on board, and play a Charlotte Pudding here. I think we can save Mom for later. Okay, we'll do the thing. Let's go and play Pudding down. And I don't want to go face here. I think I'm just going to clear board instead. Because we just give her the other blocker. And she needs to be able to flip it down to use her like her skill and stuff. So we'll force her to actually play cards from hand in order to do that. I could have went heavier. I probably should have. Oh yeah, I forgot that's a blocker on board too. Okay. Oh. We'll pass it back to you. There's the Hody. You know, yeah, I didn't think about that. I forgot about the Hody Jones. Because that was very easy for her just to take the card and play Hody down and do the thing. Because now she can flip it, yep. Oh well. I guess it really didn't matter if we attacked face or not, because she had the blockers up anyhow. Ooh. Ooh. Oh well. Imagine if she would have rested the Katakuri there in 1 Dawn, then she could have froze the Katakuri with the 4 costs she played on board there. That would have been pretty crazy. But maybe she's anticipating us having some sort of event that's 2 Dawn. I don't know. 7 here as well. I mean, I guess we have to do this, right? Because we only can take the Hody hit. And then we give him the 2k. And the Hody's going to be free. But if we give him... Yeah, the Hody's going to be free. Because if we guard out, then he just clears the Katakuri. Okay. Get Smoothie, Queen. Not the best choices, but they'll have to do. We're going to play Big Mom anyway. And I think I want to clear board here. Yeah, Queen's ability would be solid, right? We get to draw 2 cards for free, but this gives us access to trying to clear board, or to try to clear board. And we'll go here first. Leader skill, go 6. That's a 5-cost fish, or Sea King. Cards out of hand? Yes. There's the 2k from earlier. We'll go 8 here as well. If she guards out, that's okay. Because I'll run Big Mom into Hody Jones. Oh. Okay, alright. I'll take that counter. So this should be dead. And then we get to restand our characters off of the 8-cost Katakuri. which is crazy, man. Just being able to restand the 8 blocker is kind of nuts. Imagine if he could restand anything, so like, and put him in like a green deck, that'd be crazy. Cause that'd be like an 8 cost kid, just restanding all the time. Yeah, he's a pretty crazy card. It's kind of broken, honestly. Okay. What are we doing here? Ooh, she's trying to go for game. She has the numbers. It's a possibility, actually. We'll take the first hit. I think the only one that I can successfully guard out is going to be the 7k swing over there. And then depending on what we get here... Okay. Alright, never mind, we're chilling. We're chilling. And this should be fine as well. So I'd rather not guard here with Katakuri. And then give them, you know, the 1 cost or the 1k. And then they swing in a 9 on Katakuri and that dump the rest of my hand. Just like this play here. I also can use leader skill. There's the 5 cost. Go to 6, then give you a 2k here. And then she'll swing with a 9, then we can guard out with Katakuri with a 2k. Mom, stop, relax. Goodness. Every time. There we go. There's the pudding. Not bad. But you already know what we're gonna do. We drop another 10 mom. Because this way we can clear board. So, let's do this first, actually. So I need the Dawn for Katakuri's ability to minus something. And the only thing we're going to get off the pudding search here would possibly be an 8 cost Katakuri, but I don't think we need it. So we have the 1 cost event in hand, and I think we can survive after we clear a little bit of board here. Unless she draws another Hody Jones, and then we're just cooked, right? But I think we're fine. So this will get cards. Never mind, it won't get cards. We'll go 8. I'd rather clear board, but put her to the 0 is not bad. Oh, I forgot she has the blocker up too. Okay. We'll kill this. Sweet. Restand. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Does she have the out? Okay. That should rest pudding, right? Yeah. Or KO's pudding, sorry. That's pretty good. Sorry for the birds outside. I know you guys probably can hear them. I'll try my best to edit the audio. There's like a baby bird who likes to hang out in our mailbox. It's kind of crazy. In any case, I guess we're taking this. We have to use our ability here to survive, actually. So we go down 5. It's a 5 cost in life. Or, sorry, in top deck. We go up to 8. This is math, by the way. It's crazy. We have just enough counter. Math is pretty good sometimes. I wonder what else she had in hand, though. Considering that seemed to be her only play. Like, was playing the 5 cost Sea King there worth it just to kill the pudding? Or did you not have anything else that you could play there? Because now we just go 5 and we go 15-15. So what else did you have? Okay, 1k counter. Okay. And GG. What you got? Yeah, probably. Alright, let's go, boys. Alright, team, this will be the last matchup of the day. I will dive into another deck list coming up with the following video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. Especially considering we are finally in OP11. We actually finally get to play around with new decks, new strategies. This card is so broken, by the way, in Kobe. So good, man. Being able to draw draw 3 trash too just fuels his trash for all of his abilities. It's so nice. Starting off with 2 as well. He's already ahead of me. Alright, we'll do the thing. Get the Dawn back. It's fine. He would. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So he can just play Borsellino next turn, rest my Pudding, and run into it if he wanted to. Cool. Hopefully he doesn't do that this turn. That'd be great. Because then we can play down Parosparrow next turn and start our loop. Another Sengoku. Yep. Yo, can you stop searching? Relax, man. Armaki. So 2Ks. Okay. What does he look for here? Oh, that's me. Where's he at? Oh, it reset. Never mind then. You got Hibari. Okay. 5 lead. Sure. There's Katakuri. Alright, we're going to play down Parosparrow here. And we start doing our thing. Because I think we need to start poking. He's got quite a bit of cards in hand already. He's already got some 2Ks. So. Well, minus a Dawn. This will allow us to play Pudding here as well with the Parosparrow ability, which is kind of nice. Honestly, Impact's pretty good. But thankfully, our Katakuri and Big Mom are well out of the range. Unless he has some sort of cost reduction to pop our Katakuri. But then again, I imagine he might use Honesty Impact on Parosparrow. We'll trash this, just in case he does. That way we have another one to play around with. Alright, so we get this. Let's play Pudding down. No 2-cost Katakuri. We do get 2K counters. We're at 6 Dawn. Let's go ahead and grab another one of these. In case he has a way to deal with the first one. Okay. Looking pretty good. He has nothing but searchers on board, so I mean, that's good for us. He does get to fuel the trash by discarding these, so Helmeppo. Trash 1, play 1. Okay. That's really good though. Does he have Kobe? He does have Kobe. Okay. So he gets to smack me for free, basically. Yep. And we have no counter for this. So that's how he's going to deal with Parosparrow. So that means he still has the Honesty Impact in hand. And that goes to the trash. And then he has 6k power here. Okay, there's a Pudding. Yep. He's only at 6 Dawn. Let's ramp up some more. Because we get 2 Dawn off of that. We'll play down another Parosparrow. Then we can go heavy here, because we actually have to go 6, because he's +1. So we have to use our leader skill. It's 4 cost. Yep. You can cycle a little bit. We'll trash the Smoothie. It's probably never going to get value in this matchup. It's too slow. Another Pudding. Oh, that's really good. Alright, so we'll play Pudding down. Can Pudding find us a 2k? Or a 2 cost? No, it cannot. Unfortunate. The blocker would be really good here, but so would be having another 10 cost Mom. We already have 2 Katakuris here. If we can just chain these back to back, we're probably cooking. Because the only thing he's played on board right now has been Kobe. Other than that, it's just been smacking me with lead. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to go 7. We don't have any counter. Alright, we actually have Usopp here. But we'll let it go. There's the Katakuri. What we got here? Quite a bit. 7 in hand as well. She has 2 blockers in trash. Dragon. I did not expect the dragon. We have to counter one of these, because Dragon's going to hit us regardless. And we still go up to 10 Dawn next turn, so it's okay. We'll give him the 2k counter here. You got it. Another Katakuri. That's solid. And then the 1 cost event. I think we're alright. Because we can toss down 2 blockers, and then have the 1 cost event for later as well, in case he does like another dragon play. Because we have 2 blockers to protect from that. Imagine playing 16 Dawn worth of characters and still having 6 Dawn left to spend in a turn. That is crazy. That's 22 Dawn. Oof, man. Let's poke it. Let's go here. He definitely has counter for dragon. Okay, so Morgan over there. Interesting. That should have been free anyhow. Can we cycle here? I guess we throw away pudding, wouldn't we? 6. Yep. Yep. Go 7 lead. Let's get more cards out of hand. And then we get to restand Parasparrow at the end of the turn, and the loop can begin. What that means is typically if you're able to successfully have Katakuri down and Parasparrow in like the mid game, you guys can pressure your opponent, in which they cannot do anything about it unless they have heavy removals. Unless you're playing against a black deck, which makes it a little bit easier for them to remove certain characters. If not, blue has to develop a lot of resources with the Gravity Blade or Red Rock, and then they don't get to develop the bodies, right? Red decks, on the other hand, have to play way too many cards to pop multiple bodies on board. And I feel like removal has not been as good recently unless you are playing blue, you know? That's just me, I guess. There are some instances where like Zeus can be played to pop something, but in this situation, black and red deck here, Kobe doesn't have a whole lot of removal that he typically utilizes outside of Honesty Impact, unless I'm forgetting something. That might be niche, you know? And there's the first Honesty Impact. So he pops that one. And you know what? We'll take that because we're not going to guard. We only have to block one of these hits, which is the dragon. Or actually, we don't even have to block that. We can guard the Kobe here, and then we can take the hit from the dragon. And that'll put us to 0. And then next turn, we should be able to win game with Big Mom. I mean, it's a big risk. He does have 5 cards in hand, plus 2 life left, so. Perhaps we try it. Oh, we're at Katakuri. We're good, we're good, we're good. We're chilling. We're chilling. Let me think, hold on. Okay, so we play Big Mom down. And then we get a Dawn back with the Parasparrow. We don't use Pudding ability. That way, the Dawn doesn't come back rested. Instead, when we use Parasparrow's ability, it'll come back active, and then we have the Dawn ready for the 1 cost event. See what I'm saying? So now we go 6 here, okay? There's the 2k. And we go 7. Just let it happen. He's really holding on to the blocker here. Okay. That's the other 2k counter he drew previous turn. Yep. This should be a damage. Unless he just gives us the blocker here. But if he gives us the blocker, we run the Big Mom into the dragon. So that's smart. We'll do it anyway. This will force the block, yep. Now we'll Parasparrow and get back to Dawn. So now no matter what, he cannot kill me here. And successfully play Honesty Impact on board to like pop the blocker. Yep, gain the active. Now we have enough for the event. So now we can do the event and Big Mom's ability if we need to survive. And I guess we could have got the Dawn back from 8-cost Katakuri as well. So, regardless, we had to plan a little bit. It was mapped out. Wonder if there's going to be another Kobe play. This Peacock is on the board. Okay, so there's Doll. It's another blocker. So Doll can come down and minus 6k, but he doesn't have enough Dawn left for Honesty Impact. So, what do you want to do? And we have quite a bit of counter in hand, don't we? We've got 4k. It's pretty nice. That's one Honesty Impact and trash. And that's it. Okay, so here's Kobe. Yep. Gives the 10k power. So he has 10k swing, and then 5 with Kobe. He's going to go into Katakuri here. Which makes sense. So that eats up a hit. We do have to guard out of here. Because we need him for the dragon. I guess we necessarily don't need him for the dragon, really. Because we have the one cost event. So we go 7. I forgot about the boost that the leader got, so. Okay, so let's do Katakuri first. We'll minus the Dawn. Yep, Sengoku. Yeah, this is fine. Well, Big Mom. We'll minus 5 here. It's a 1. So now we're at an 8. And we keep the 2k boost for the rest of the turn. So now we're 7 into a 9. So then we just guard out with 8 cost Katakuri. Or we drop the 1 event. Let's play the event. That way we can keep the Katakuri on board. Yeah, that's math. That's fine. And it's a 1. Yes, sir. Go to 12. And GG. You see why I like the 1 cost event? It's so good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed, because today was a lot of fun sitting down playing with Katakuri, something we haven't done in a very, very long time, especially with a brand new variation of Katakuri being purple. This deck put in a lot of work. Alright, it definitely surprised me for how straightforward the deck seems, considering we don't have that much wiggle room. The deck itself, I do think it's going to be a skill issue for a lot of people. If you're not used to playing purple decks when you have to manipulate ramp to get your big bodies on board early, or you miscount, it can just go ahead and turn the game off for you if you don't pay attention. But I do think the deck itself has potential, and I do think we'll see this deck in some big tournaments doing well. The deck is very, very fun to play, mind you, and it does have a little bit, like a little bit of wiggle room here, with some different cards that you can use in certain variations here. Whereas for me, the Smoothie, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I didn't think was going to do that great. I played with Smoothie prior to doing some videos today, and I didn't really get a whole lot of value out of it. I never got her ability to pop once. Not a single time, not in today's video or the games prior to that, nothing. On paper, it sounds great, but in practice, it seems like it's tough to do. And most of the time, you ramp so quick on 7 Dawn, I don't really feel like I need to play Smoothie. Typically, I'm ready to play Katakuri by that point, you know what I mean? So this is definitely a card in which I will be cutting. And we have numerous different options that we can choose from, but most of the options that I'm going to be choosing from are going to be from the Animal Kingdom, so they will be from the Kaido realm, Beast Pirates here. And I'm thinking about doing cards like Ragnarok and Black Maria. So one or the other, depending on like what my local scene has or what your local scene might have. This allows you to deal with a Sanji Pudding in the green-purple Luffy decks. You pop the 8 cost or the 7 cost is on board for free if you have Pudding on board, right? So this will cost nothing, which is cool. On the other side, we have access to the Kaido, and we don't utilize any 9-drops in the deck. So being able to utilize Kaido and ramp back up with Black Maria is just really consistent. And both of these are searchable out with your 1 cost event, so you do have a little bit of room here, in which you might not think at first glance when you look at the deck list like this, because most of the deck lists generally look identical, but there's a little bit of space here that you can play around with, which is kind of nice. Again, both of these are searchable, and you can do some fun things with them. Now there are some other cards in here which you can go down with, which would be 1 cake. I wouldn't take this any less than 2 personally. It's just really nice to have that added ramp, and it is searchable off the 1 cost event. So It only takes one of these to get over your opponent, especially when it comes to getting ramped up early. And this really helps you get out your 8-cost Katakuris, in which your opponent doesn't have an answer for easily unless they're playing blue with Red Rock. So I think this card is pretty solid here, and I do think it earns its home. You know what I mean? The 1-cost event, I haven't seen enough Katakuri players using this in any deck list. I'm sure they're out there, but for the ones that I've seen as of late, aren't really paying attention to this, and I don't understand why. You guys have seen it today numerous times, win me games or make me survive to the following turn, then I can win the game. It's a very good card, and you always have the ability to look at your opponent's look at your opponent's top deck to get that 5,000 power boost because your leader ability. So this really does make up for it, especially if you guys can combo it up with Big Mom. It's really, really nice. But I think going forward, this will probably be a Katakuri variant in which I'm going to focus more on than the one that we just played today with the 7-cost Smoothie and the 5-cost Queen. Queen is great. Fantastic card. You're able to get another blocker on board for 5 Dawn and for free. Draw 2 Trash 1, which is awesome. Queen also enables you to draw into some of your other cards, which is really, really good. But I also feel like a lot of the times I don't really need it because I already have 8 searchers, you know what I mean? Queen allows you to draw cards, sure, which is great, but you really just have to survive for the late game and drop your big body after big body in most cases. If you guys are interested in playing with Queen, he definitely does make a home here as well, just because his mechanics and what you're able to do, being able to play a 5-cost body on board as a 6k blocker, is pretty good, to be fair. But overall, this is going to be my variation of Katakuri for OP11. This list will probably get another video here soon with Black Maria and Kaido. I want to go ahead and show you guys how good this list can be as well. Outside of that, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Remember to hit that like button. Hopefully I didn't talk too much. My voice is already starting to get hoarse. It is what it is. I will catch you guys either at the next local scene or in the next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.